Hello, my name is Glenn Clifford. I work in ESL. In particular, I cover areas such as English for academic purposes, English for occupational purposes, and English for specific purposes. In all of these areas and positions, I have specialized in the DogMe approach to ESL, as well as speech and articulation. DogMe is probably the most immersive, student-centered, and communicative approach in teaching training. In my training sessions, there is a lot of small and large group work and participation in role plays and simulations. I very much support and work with the Functional Language Framework developed by the European Union and have developed many DogMe teaching training resources in this area. I am skilled in graphic design, video and sound editing, desktop publishing, and basic website design. I have also specialized in speech and articulation, covering phonemic linguistic awareness and phonetic motor correction. My knowledge of accent reduction and accent development is at a professional level, and I have helped many people in China, Belarus, and Vietnam to make great improvements in spoken English. When working in speech and articulation, I like to use a lot of realia, such as advertising, news, and videos featuring different English accents. This realia helps to make the learning experience more connected to reality, creating motivation and really great results. I take my specializations in DogMe and speech and apply them to training environments for EAP, English for academic purposes, and EOP, English for occupational purposes. In EAP, I work in IELTS, where I prepare trainees for the speaking and writing components of the test. Of course, I also have good knowledge of the input skills for IELTS, listening and reading. I have worked with IELTS since 2015 and by 2024 had tested over 9,600 candidates for both the official IELTS pretest as well as various mock test systems. In Laos, in 2024, I worked for the official IELTS Test Center as the director of the IELTS preparation program. Since 2015, I have gradually developed IELTS training that surpasses the training offered by most IDP and British Council centres. Unfortunately, my work in Laos had to end as I could not live in such a hot country. In EOP, English for occupational purposes, I have worked in English for hotel lodging, food service dining, tour guiding, and casino gaming. I have taught EOP at Qingdao Hotel Management College, Yeshu Institute of Hospitality Administration in Shaoxing, and Shanghai Institute of Tourism. I have also worked in English for specific purposes, or ESP. This was mostly in Taipei, Taiwan, training the English for business administration, covering internal communication, global marketing, customer service, and related areas. Clients included Sanyo Sampo, Swarovski, HSBC, Nike, and Ferrari. Since 2006, I have worked in 8 countries, although by far the longest stays were in Taiwan and mainland China. With 2022 work in Uzbekistan, I now have experience in North Asia, Eurasia, and South Asia. China was very dynamic, with work at 11 different academic organizations, both full-time and part-time contracts. This included universities, institutes, and vocational colleges. I purposely chose different disciplines, such as colleges for engineering, hospitality, to universities for international business, political science, and even agriculture. Unfortunately, from 2017, China became increasingly ethnocentric and xenophobic. Many thousands of long-term expats and foreign workers decided to leave the Middle Kingdom. I had planned a January 2020 departure, but then the coronavirus pandemic began, Finally, on the 1st of December 2020, my 7 years in China came to an end. I have progressed from being a teacher to a trainer. Along the way, I have also worked under the titles of instructor, lecturer, learning and development coordinator, and communication consultant. I take professional development seriously and have completed many teacher or instructor training courses. As I speak to you, I am now completing a Level 5 certificate in adult and tertiary teaching. I am also planning the Cambridge TKT certificate. I already have credentials in IELTS training, hospitality training, advanced training in speech, and approaches and methodologies such as ADDIE, GROW, project-based language learning, inquiry-based learning, and many short courses from the British Council. I have always been careful to document my work history and have recommendation letters from training centres and academic organisations that I have worked with. For a detailed PDF resume, combined PDF documents of all recommendations and credentials, please email glennclifford@live.com. Thank you for listening.